Welcome back and thank you for joining me. We did a recording earlier with Jonathan and Tim, but it failed. The screen didn't record, and it's because OBS just didn't update, and I've had to reconfigure it in quite a different way. And here we go. So we've got loads of action anyway down here going into Italy to update you on, and then we'll get back to Jonathan and Tim tomorrow in 24 hours time. So I produced a main battle tank in Strasbourg, and it's coming down to join the party. I took my main battle tank stack and went into Venice, didn't face much opposition, and then was able to take it down into Florence, where Italy then kind of split the army that was there. There was 4 recon unit, the mechanized recon units, and then there were 4 infantry battalion, and they were all stacked together. Kind of split them out and ran away, and some of them I faced. Some went up here, which I seem to have been able to capture. I took another big stack from Marseille and brought it up and took Milan, and had a few casualties, and then bought loads more units down and across. And I've literally just produced this main battle tank, bringing him to the party over to Milan to join this other battle tank. And in this big stack, I've got a battle tank, I've got combat recon vehicle, and I've got five motorized infantries. They're just going to pause there in Florence and just wait for these other guys to come down and form another big stack and join the party, and just create maybe just a really powerful stack. We'll see, and then we'll go for Rome either way, because I think they've probably got quite a lot more going on, but I've probably taken out about 12 of their units so far, and then just mopping up the rest of the territory. Interestingly, you can see where I'm coming into here. If we go on the political view, there it is. We're just about to Kushti right up to Serbia. They are the most powerful player in the game. Second is Jonathan up there, and they're already border to border, and I'm about to join the party. So it's only going to be going one way in the future, but at the moment I'm focusing on Italy. Jonathan's going to be focusing... Well, Ukraine have declared war on him. These are the blue guys. Zoom out, we can see the territory. Ukraine declared war, but they haven't sent any units over yet into Poland, which is where Jonathan is. But you can see here we've totally decimated Germany. There's a couple of spots left where they survive. That's Belgium. And nothing left in the middle, so Jonathan and I have taken them out, and with Tim in the north as well. He's got all this land. Then Jonathan and I have sort of bumped up borders as well. So that's the state of play so far. Tim has made peace with Norway and Sweden, and he's just going to recuperate because he's lost an awful lot of units, and he just needs to build up his big stacks again. I can see there's a big stack going on here though. He's got 6 infantry and 1 motorised combat recon vehicle. So he said he might go up for Iceland to go for an easy target, regather his troops, and set off to invade them again in a couple of days when he's got a bit more going on, and maybe just go straight for Norway. Something interesting they observed, which I want to talk about, is these resource tiles where there isn't a city but there is a resource, and Norway have been building their local industries on it. They've got level 3 on there, so they've got plus 500 petrol coming in, as opposed to you can look, is there a petrol resource? Yeah, Jonathan's got one, so he's just getting 190 from it. If we go on, so I've got computer chips where I'm building a local industry already, and if you have a look at it, the cost of it, it's just like 750 supplies, and same with components, and then some cash. So Jonathan was saying, well, why don't you just build up your arms industries in these cities? Well, arms industries cost rare materials, and they cost all sorts of other stuff, petrol, fuel, and other stuff. So it can be a bit of a cheaper way to build up your resources alongside your cities. If you have a look at what I'm building as many additional arms industries as possible. So I've got 3 more level 2s on the go. Going for components and computer chips, electronics, just because I need those for the tanks. But equally, if we have a look already, I've already got a level 2 on supplies and on rare materials. So I've got level 2 on a bit of everything, but I do want to bring it in on petrol and the other supplies area, and just all the cities really, and just keep building up the arms level 2s and then go on to 3s. So if we have a look at the cost of that, arms level industry 3, it's still pretty cheap. It's $3,000, that's the main stack, and then it's just like, you know, a few hundred of all the other resources. So going to keep building that up, and if I show you the stats the arms industries gives you, oh god, it goes all the way up to level 5. For level 1 it gives you 10%, level 2 20%. For each level you get 10% extra resource production, total resource production in your city. And if you have a look at what Marseille's producing, we're producing 1,200 rare materials, $1,700. So an extra 10% on top of that, going to be nearly 130 extra special resources each day. So it's all going to add up. I have researched a bit of the bullet and went for the rocket launcher. I was toying with the idea of boats, and you'd start off with a Corvette, but I just thought I'd go for a rocket launcher because the stats are quite nice. You can go, that's the Corvette stat, that's funny. There we go, click on it. It's 4.5 against troops, 4 against tanks, but the attack range is 75, and it's got 3 against boats, so you do get a bit of defense against boats. And I was thinking, well, if I want to be taking on some boats around here, I either need boats or the missile launcher would do it. Now, the requirements of the missile launcher are pretty steep, so need an army base level 4, arms industry level 1 I've got. So I'm going to have to build up one of my army base level 2s up to level 4, which will take a while, but at least I'll have the rocket launch research behind me and done, and something to aim for. So if I have a look at the construction cost of an army base level 3, it's going to be $5,500 and 1,500 petrol. Everything else I can build up to probably quite easily. So I'm going to have to save up for that. I've got $700, $800 at the moment, so it'll take a little while to get the army base level 4, but that's in process. But in the meantime, I have just started to build my first mechanized infantry, and I've got another main battle tank on the go, and I want to build more strike fighters, but I'm just a bit short of resources. So yeah, $3,000. It's all about the money at the moment, but the way I'm going to get the dollars coming in is by all this big land grab here. I've got over $20,500 a day coming in now, and that's just increasing and increasing every day. And by the time I think I've taken over Italy, I'll be back in the dollars. And my brother and Tim do say that in later game you do have plenty of dollars, so that's just a short-term shortage for me. And I think fuel's not always a problem either. So we're expanding and pressing forward our technology. Tim's possibly going for a destroyer at the moment, and he's got a mechanized infantry upgrade, which is what Jonathan's gone for as well. So yeah, at the moment they've got 4 attack against troops, 2 against tanks, but I think he's going to upgrade. And if you go for the upgrade on those troops, oh no, he's already done it. So yeah, Jonathan and Tim have already done their engine upgrade on motorized infantry. I've just sidestepped from basic infantry over to basic mechanized now, just because their starting stats are just much better. 4 against infantry, 5 against tanks, and the defensive stats are amazing, and especially against the air. We've got 1.3 against fighters, as opposed to with the other troops, it's like 0.6 or something. So I think airplay is going to be a bit more, in demand around here once we start attacking Serbia. I think people might attack us with planes. I'm not sure. So I'd like some sort of air defense. So I'm mainly going for main battle tanks, mechanized infantry, going through Italy with a view to then go into Serbia along with Jonathan once he's bunched up to alongside and taken Budapest. And then we're just going to have to be careful how we play it, because that's the main player in the game. So they're going to have some pretty powerful troops. Tim thinks he's taken a bit of a beating when he was battling with Greece and Austria. They were, of course, in the same alliance. Austria just totally failed. They attacked all of the biggest players in the game, and they were right in the middle. A bit unlucky to a certain extent, but that's the way the cookie crumbles, isn't it? What I've done with my Air Force is I've actually sent them over to Warsaw, over into Jonathan's territory, because you can use your allied bases. Oh no, they're almost there, I think. Oh no, the UK's sending theirs as well, because what he's done is built a hospital in Warsaw. We have a look on the stats here. We've got 2 hit point healing a day, and there's the hospital, and he's actually even upgrading it to a level 2. So we can fly our planes in, get them healed in an upgraded hospital, and then send them back to our respective airports, or we can equally launch from there into the rest of Europe. One point he made, interestingly, is that if you do send a unit out, like if I sent out an aeroplane to, I don't know, Kiev or something, you don't always know which airport it's going back to. It might go back to the closest allied airport, and that sometimes you do lose units, so you need to keep an eye on where things are going. But this is Paris at the moment, and that's where my air attack is normally based, but they've gone over to Warsaw, and I've got 2 attack strikers now, and the other plane I started off the game with. So I've got three aeroplanes, and they did help me in this attack against Italy, so that's been really good. And if we have a look what I've left on the other cities on the board, I've got 1 recon vehicle in Strasbourg. That's where I'm creating the big battle tanks. Bern, I've got 1 of each, 1 infantry and 1 combat recon. Marseille, I don't seem to have anyone at all on there, but I'm just moving everyone over into the main attack on Italy. So building up the big stacks, we've got 5 infantry and 1 combat recon vehicle. Should we bring them down, or do I split everyone off? And do you know what? I'm going to send the recon vehicle up for repair, because look, it's in the red. And if we just send him up to Bregenz, that's my local hospital. 4 hours, 57 minutes to get there. I think that's where I'm going to send the injured ground units, and then I can send the injured planes over to Warsaw in Jonathan's territory, right in the east of Poland. So that's my local hospital. I could use Innsbruck as well if I want, because that's Jonathan's Polish city now. Well, owned by Poland, and it's got a hospital as well. But mine's just as close. So if I got any, I don't have any other really desperately injured units. And apparently, when you combine units, especially of the same type, their health does average out. So if you have a really injured unit and put it into a stack with full health units, then it'll up its health and down the health of everyone else. So it will average out your health, which is interesting to learn. This guy has got a few hit points, so we'll just add him to the big stack. So they've got a mechanized unit of sorts, and I think that covers it. So yeah, we're just going to be massing the troops around northern Italy to go into Rome, and I don't know what's going to come out of there. They're obviously expecting attack. They'll be going back into their capital. They'll be building as much as they can, bringing everything up. There could be a big stack waiting there, so it could be a difficult one. But the biggest is yet to come with Serbia, biggest player in the game. So we're going to see how that goes. That's going to happen tomorrow. In the meantime, Jonathan's been just taking all this land. So he's taken Munich, Innsbruck and Linz, basically, and all the land, the little bits around, which he's good at doing. And this is Serbia now. So he's right up on the border of Serbia, and look, he's just taken He's in the process of taking Budapest. He's 21 minutes away from Budapest. He's got a patrol. Oh, look, so he's got an elite fighter patrol. And so when this unit goes into Budapest, if there's anyone else around, the fighter will take them out and do a strike, and then this infantry will roll in. So that's pretty nice. And if you have a look at the elite fixed wing officer, he does 7 attack on troops, 7 on tanks, 10 on other planes, which is insane, and even 4 on boats. So got an attack range of 800, which is a bit higher than my strike fighters at 750, and the radar range of 50, so not too much difference there. Sight range of 35. So it's all going on. Jonathan is very, very steadily and surely expanding out. And he's not sure. He's thinking about going against Ukraine, not sure, because they did declare war on him. And at first he thought, all right, I'm just going to go for them because they haven't attacked me yet. But then he thought, well, actually, is it a trap? So, yeah, we're going to have a think about that one. I don't know, I mean, what sort of traps could there be? There's a lot of different tactics that go on in this game. Could he be in coalition with other people and an attack on him? Is it, everyone else will mobilise against Poland, or is there, something bigger behind him like Russia? So I'll have to have a think about that one in tactics and think, well, should we go for Serbia first, or is he going to get involved in Ukraine? And then Tim, while he's biding his time, can go for Iceland and Greenland if he wants. Greenland would give us a launching pad into Canada and the US, because we can use each other's bases, each other's air bases for fast troop deployment. And that's the other thing I found out in the last episode, that you can use air bases to transport troops. So if I capture Rome and I get an air base, which there is there, then I could send troops from other air bases into Rome and vice versa for the other coalition. So if I need backup, Jonathan could send troops in from Warsaw, which has got an air base, or he could send them in from Vienna, which is here. So that's got an air base as well. So the connectivity for being able to move troops quickly when you have air bases is critical. So that's going to be a really good staging post once I have Rome for an air base, and then I can move my strike fighters from Warsaw into Rome, maybe build a hospital there. If there's not one already, no there isn't. I can really see the value of hospitals now for sure. I hadn't built any, but gladly Austria had, and Jonathan in Poland. So I've got a big stack here, and we've got one infantry unit just sitting there. I don't know if he's baiting me out for something. So there's definitely a surprise coming for Italy. Definitely. And in the meantime, once I bring all my other units down, I'm going to have 2 big stacks, and I'm going to have air support, because I've got the 3 units up here healing. And then I'm going to go for Rome. I've got a feeling, has he got rocket launchers and he's trying to lead me into a trap? He could do, but then you have to have level 4 army base, which he doesn't have. So has he just got a load of artillery, which he could have? Could have a load of basic artillery. Like here or here. I don't know, we'll see. But I think that's a good update for now. We'll see you in less than 24 hours with Jonathan and Tim. And now I've got the hang of the screen recording equipment I was using was updated, and it's thrown something out, God knows what, so I've had to find another way. But from me, it's over and out.